On January 4th, 2012, on the /b/message board of 4chan, a forum on image discussion and sharing, an anonymous user posted an image with text that read, "Hello, we are looking for very intelligent individuals. To find them, we came up with a test. There is a hidden message in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few who will make it. Good luck, signed 3301. No one could have guessed that, before long, that message would become the web's most mysterious enigma. Cicada, 3301. So what was the hidden message? Some users discovered that opening the file with a writing program read a sentence that said, Tiberivs, Clavdivs Caesar, accompanied by a series of numbers and letters. Using Caesar's cipher in key 4, that is, shifting the order of the letters of the alphabet by 4 places, a link was obtained. Clicking the link redirected to an image of a duck and text that read, "This is just a decoy, it seems you can't guess how to find the message." Looking at it closely, users realized that as many as 2 clues were hidden inside, namely the word guess and the word out, which combined and swapped places resulted in the word outguess, which is the name of a steganography software that can find the text hidden behind an image. With the use of hotguess applied to the riddle image, code book, and a direct link to the social Reddit site appeared, where in a discussion area created by 2 mystery users, there were alphanumeric phrases and 2 images. From the first image converted to text with outguess, one could extrapolate a message to decode accompanied by an important warning that said, "From here on, we will cryptographically sign all messages." Then they would sign all messages in PGP key, an encryption program that, through the use of a key, gives the receiver of the message the ability to verify the authenticity of the sender. In this way, Cicada would have prevented imposters from posing as them, and thus putting out puzzles or false messages. Moving on to the second image, here too was hidden text with several lines to decode, followed by a clue that said, "The key has always been in front of your eyes." This is not the search for the Holy Grail, stop making it harder than it is. The clue was literally in the phrase, "in front of your eyes." In fact, all you had to do was look at the header of the page on Reddit and you would see a sequence of Mayan numbers. By translating the Mayan numbers into Arabic numerals and ordering them in the same sequence, it was possible to extrapolate the hidden text found in the second image, text that could be deciphered with a second cipher. At this point, one was referred to a book, the Mabinogion, The Lady of the Fountain, first translated from Welsh into English by Lady Charlotte Guest. By applying to this text the codebook present under the initial image of Cicada, it was possible to obtain a telephone number, and by calling that number, one could listen to a pre-recorded message that said,
"Very good. You have done well. There are 3 prime numbers associated with the original final .jpg image. 3301 is one of them. You will have to find the other 2. Multiply all 3 of these numbers together and add a .com on the end to find the next step. Good luck. Goodbye."
Prime numbers are numbers that are divisible only by 1 or by themselves. Well, they discovered that there were indeed 2 prime numbers within the first image sent by Cicada. They were simply the dimensions of the image, that is 509 by 503 pixels. Then multiplying the 3 numbers gave a digit. At this point, adding a simple .com gave a web address that redirected you to the image of a cicada with a countdown. The message hidden under the image was as follows. "You have done very well to get this far. Patience is a virtue. Come back at 5 p.m. on Monday, January 9th, 2012. Meanwhile, hundreds of communities had sprung up on the web, comparing themselves, trying to solve the cicada puzzles. Everyone wondered what would happen at the end of the rebus, and well, at the end of the countdown, the image changed, showing 14 coordinates of locations scattered around the world. In those locations, the solvers found posters with the image of a cicada and a QR code. It turned out that the QR codes referred to 2 riddles, followed by a warning. "You have shared far too much, we want the best. not the followers, a clear warning not to try to solve the riddles by seeking help or making the solutions public. The riddles in turn referred back to two books that were located at an address on the Thor network in the dark web. To access, you must use a special browser to be able to navigate in total anonymity if you are not experienced and better stay away. However, those who got as far as this were asked to create a new email address on the Thor network, to which they could send a numeric code to be reused as a web address in the dark web, but the first ones to whom they provided the address were delivered not only the numeric code, but also the second warning of confidentiality of the information received, under penalty of exclusion to the next steps. At this point, you could no longer collaborate and share the puzzle solving with other people, but more importantly, you could no longer share the information publicly. But despite this request for confidentiality, someone still decided to share Cicada's final step. In fact, the last step consisted of finding the content hidden inside a piece of music delivered by email. We know that someone solved it by being recruited thanks to a post published a month later on Reddit, in which Cicada announced that they had found the people they were looking for, and that the month-long journey was for now over. Who was Cicada 3301? What was his goal? But more importantly, what happened when you got to the end? That, for now in the message, hinted at his possible return. It has been exactly 366 days since the beginning of the 2012 Cicada puzzle. Nothing had happened for 11 months, until January 5th, 2013, when a second image was posted. Cicada 3301 was back, and with a message almost identical to the one from 2012, even its resolution was very similar. Inside, it contained an image. The image led to a book, and the book produced a link that led to a recording produced by Cicada itself. Through a Twitter account, a clue was revealed that led to the resolution of the riddle of the music file. Its decoding resulted in an image with a runic alphabet, at which point another list of coordinates appeared in 8 locations in 4 countries around the world. And then, nothing was completely lost, all trace of Cicada. In fact, he made no more official statements and disappeared. Until early 2014, when he returned to the scene, once again, the image contained a message. The message led to a book, the book to a link in much the same way as before. But coming to this point, the enigma focused on a particular text entitled Leader Primus, probably written by Cicada herself. The usefulness of the runic alphabet found in 2013 was finally clear. Its use was precisely to help with the translation of this Liber Primus. From the translated images, it would seem that it contains the philosophical ideas and principles of Cicada. And not only that, because inside it is packed with codes and clues of various kinds. However, because of its enormous complexity, this book has only been translated about a third of the way through. This still remains an unsolved mystery. 2015 passed without Cicada releasing any official information, and this, according to many, depended on the fact that the Liber Primus had to be translated and understood all before Cicada showed up again. Hypothesis confirmed in 2016, when through a Twitter post signed PGP, they said to keep looking in the Liber Primus because that was where the answers to the riddle were contained. In April 2017, a final message is a simple warning to stay on task and to check the PGP signature. This shows that Cicada 3301 was still out there and looking for progress. Currently, this is the most recent communication from 3301, coming 1 year after their last message. In February 2012, an anonymous user leaked the email that supposedly Cicada had sent to the test solvers that year. Inside it revealed that they were an international group of individuals, united by the same interests with the goal of preserving privacy as an inalienable human right. They declared themselves to be in favor of free information and against censorship. They were not hackers. They were not a criminal activity. They had no name. They were not from the government. They had no symbols. Their purpose was to research and develop software and solutions in line with their ideologies. The individuals recruited were to contribute to the implementation of this project. At the end of the text, they asked 3 questions. Do you believe that every human being has a right to privacy and anonymity, and that it is part of their rights to use tools that can protect privacy? such as cache, a strong encryption, the specific software. Do you believe that information should be free? Do you believe that censorship harms humanity? The problem with this message was the lack of a PGP signature that could verify its authenticity, at which point everyone was asking, is this true or not true? Is this a fake message? Or are we really facing the message that Cicada sent to the final solvers of the riddle? In January 2015, Rolling Stone magazine had published an article with the story of two boys who said they had completed the riddle in 2012 and had been contacted by Cicada to join their organization. The explanations of who they were and what their beliefs were the same as those in the emails leaked in 2012. The recruits were supposed to help them in the implementation of programs in line with their ideologies, the work. Upon receiving the email from Cicada, they were taken to a forum on the dark web. Here, the recruits could communicate with other recruits and a few Cicada members. With no puzzles to solve, however, over time, most of the recruits had lost interest, and only one of the two guys from the interview, named Marcus Warner, had remained active in the forum. At that point, however, the large amount of work had forced Marcus to ask for help from the veteran members within the forum so that Cicada would look for new recruits who could help him with these software programming. And indeed, in 2013, Cicada let it be known that they were again looking for very smart people to recruit to their staff. However, of these famous recruits, Marcus never saw any trace, not only when after a short time, he tried to return to the forum in the dark web, Marcus realized that nothing existed anymore, and that Cicada had completely disappeared. We do not know how much truth there is in this tale, but one thing is certain, and that is that Cicada 3301 remains to this day one of the greatest mysteries in the history of the internet. Will anyone ever be able to fully translate the Liber Primus? How about you? What do you think? Let me know below in the comments. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And remember to turn on the notification bell to stay up to date. We will see you in the next video. A greeting from Mr. Mystery.